Hello, beautiful souls. It is day 23. Can you believe it? Of 111 days of FreQSpeak, sharing my real, raw frequency and energy with you, the beautiful collective. So cheers. It is tea time. And my schedule's a little different today. I'll talk about that. So this tea wisdom today is: without the storms and rain, life would cease to be. So let that land where it is meant to land. Without the storms and the rain, life would cease to be. All right, cheers. So as you can see, the setup's a little different here. December, oh my goodness, 3rd. Had a little blank moment there. So we still got my beautiful table here that's a little in a different place, and then our beautiful Christmas tree that has chosen to enjoy our holidays with us. So hopefully everyone's doing well on December 3rd, 1, 2, 3. So that count, I wrote it down, sorry, that progression energy. I also see when I certain numbers on plates, I might see them in a different order, but then my brain rearranges them. So I'm meant to see the key code the way I meant to see the key code. I also seeing 0, 1, 2, 3. So you're seeing the progression energy. You might also be seeing the countdown energy. My lips are super dry, so it's super dry. I've got earth, wind, air, fire. Actually, I didn't burn any incense, but I've got my diffusers going with cinnamon oil. I've got my beautiful plants, this beautiful Christmas tree. I've got some candles lit back here. And yeah, we'll just see what I'm guided to speak about today. Probably a little bit about whatever happened yesterday afternoon and then up until this present moment. And maybe pull some oracle cards if that feels right. I always pull some decks out that I feel called to pull out, and then by the end of the video I'll see, excuse me, what is meant to come out. So little spritzer, little air, there we go. There's our air. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully that doesn't make me sneeze. Usually the cinnamon oil and the clove bud oil makes me sneeze. So yesterday was a big day. Like yesterday on the video I said it definitely felt like yesterday felt like more of an integration day. Today it definitely feels like another integration day. It just feels heavier. Just like slow down, do less, do even lesser than you did yesterday. So you might be feeling that particular energy too. And again, the message is going to keep coming across to rest and to honor, to take those sacred pauses, to take those moments in time and in space where you allow yourself to slow down, to rest more, just to be. Like I said, I've got my YouTube video on here. It's got a fire crackling. My son picked it this morning, so it's like a porch that's outside, and there's light snow and a cabin in the background. It's like this cozy. I don't have the main lights on right now. This is all just lit up with whatever natural light that's coming in on this cloudy day, this cold cloudy day here in Michigan. My Christmas tree lights, and then of course the white lights that I usually always have, and a couple of candles. So I just decided not to turn on the rest of the lights as well. And again, you're getting me again in my real, raw, authentic, messy self. I didn't want to put anything more than my fluffy white Sherpa and some sweatpants on again today, and my wool socks. Pulling my hair up because it's really staticky. So just again, if you haven't caught my videos on the light language to help with the integration of everything that you're receiving, please go check those out. Today is day 3, and they're helping me in all the magical ways that it's helping me, and I'm re-listening to them throughout the day because I'm feeling it too. You know, I'm dealing with the ascension symptoms right now, where it's lack of sleep. I was up for 2 hours, I think, in bed last night. Just more fatigued, a little more foggy. My vision's been a little more blurry. Again, itchy skin, a little bit of the breakouts on the scalp, breakouts just hot or cold, really dry skin, really dry hair, maybe some jaw pain, hip pain. So those might resonate with some of you. I mean, there could be all vast varieties of ascension symptoms that you could be experiencing depending where you're at and what your body is working through, detoxing and cleansing and making space for. And again, it's not just physically, it's also energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's your etheric body, your multidimensional body. Everything's changing and upgrading, okay? So please, as much as possible, I found myself needing to pause and breathe a lot yesterday, even on my videos and just myself. Go to your 0 point, close your eyes if you feel called to. It's just easier for me to close my eyes to take those breaths. So let's do it right now. Inhale, expand, exhale, let it go. Inhale, open up and expand to receive what you didn't know you were needing to receive today. Exhale, let go whatever doesn't serve you anymore, whether it's something you're conscious of or unconscious of. Okay. And thank you again for sharing this beautiful journey with me. Much gratitude and appreciation for the collective that has decided to hit and click on play to subscribe to my channel. I had no idea that this is as we do, and that's how Source and our spiritual team or higher consciousness works. You never know until you know. That's the journey. And sometimes it can be fun, sometimes it's frustrating and exciting, and it has all of that. That's why we're here in this human form, to experience all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, the neutral aspect of all of it. Okay, 616 on the clock. So I'm going to probably call out some key codes, and thank you, Spirit, for reminding me on some sign and synchronicities that might resonate with you and may validate that this particular message is for you, or that the next message you receive is the key codes I give are going to be a validation that message is meant for you. That's kind of how it works. I'm guided to share like the lotus flower. It's been a big one, the lotus flower energy. You can look at the definition of the lotus flower. Please do that. And all the key codes I'm giving you to, please go look at the definitions of those, because that in itself might resonate. Document, journal, note in your phone if there's any resonance to it, and how you've been going through this year, especially. This year, and sorry, one of my diffuser's just making a really weird noise. Through this year, or through your process that you've been going through. All right, so all right. It's just, yeah. All right, so I saw angel wings a few different times yesterday. So I went and saw my spiritual mentor, Nancy, lover. Her energy feels like a very motherly energy. So I call her my mother from another. So her energy and frequency is very amazing, soft, gentle, kind, nurturing. So she's that mothering energy that I crave. And so there's a reason why she was put into my awareness and I was put into hers. And so she's like this very mothering, nurturing energy. So much gratitude for that. So I went and saw her yesterday and kind of talked some stuff out and received some messages and all of that. So, and again, you can receive messages through other intuitive readers, channels, tarot readers, whether it's in person or online. But again, just always use your discernment, check in with your team, always make sure that you ask to receive only what is for your highest and your best through unconditional love. You know, I like to say through divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom. And again, you can phrase that however that you feel called to. So much journaling yesterday. I had so much to digest. I had to share a little bit of it in my video earlier in the day, but then after seeing her then go and get our Christmas tree and all of that, it just kind of, there was a lot that digest. So by the time I just was able to be more still towards the end of the day, there was still just a lot coming through that I was journaling. And angel wings, that's where I wanted to mention key codes. So I saw multiple signs and synchronicities throughout the day in the wild. You know, of course, putting this up right there's your confirmation of a set of angel wings. And just throughout, like online, just many times yesterday. So just a reminder that your angels are always walking with you, your archangels are walking with you, your guardian angels are always walking with you, protecting you, guiding you as part of your team. I feel like I literally have a legion walking with me. There are probably many archangels that are working with me, and probably you as well, but the ones that stand out the most, that have presented themselves mostly in my awareness, is Archangel Michael, thank you, Archangel Gabriel, thank you, and Archangel Raphael. and Uriel. Thank you, Uriel. Okay. So thank you to all the archangels that walk with us and guide us and protect us and help us along the way. Okay. And talk to your angels, ask for help and assistance. And again, you can go look into their specific gifts and abilities that they might be able to assist with you in your now present moment. Okay. So angel wings. So look for angel wings as a reference that this message is probably for you. A little bit of it, all of it, none of it. See where it resonates, okay? So thank you for hanging out with me. And let's see here, dragonflies kept coming up in that emergence card, and then dragonflies came up in many ways, shapes, and forms through my day yesterday as well. So maybe look at, I mentioned dragonflies in my video yesterday, so maybe look at what the metamorphosis of the dragonfly is. Take a look and see if there's any of that resonates. Also, fairy energy has been coming through. The fairies, the fae, not a surprise here in this space of all of my elementals. I'm very connected to the fairies, and they're presenting themselves in my awareness, so maybe they're presenting themselves in your awareness a little more. Again, like the unicorn energy, I don't have that written down, but I was guided to say unicorn energy, the frequency and energy of the unicorn, the magnificence, magical aspects of the unicorn energy and frequency. So I'm just going to read some things out of my journal from yesterday and today that I feel guided to share, and just see where it resonates. You can write this down, re-look at it. That's what works best for me. All right. So find your voice, unleash your expression. Your highest truth is waiting. Find your voice, unleash your expression. Your highest truth is waiting. Throat chakra. Lots of throat chakra activations and clearing constantly. 1202 on the clock. So maybe just go back and do some throat chakra cleansing, whether it's through Reiki on yourself, seeing a practitioner, doing some meditations, some affirmations, speaking your truth. Doing this is going to help cleanse, clear, and activate our throat chakras, okay? So find your voice, unleash your expressions, and your highest truth is waiting, okay? Okay, so that's why I said the fairy energy. So I'm going to read what the fairy energy often carries. Again, go look. This is just some key points when I looked up it last night, because I had been presented with fairy energy, and then spoke some light language at the end of my video yesterday and got the hit that I was like, that was fairies. So fairies, reconnect with nature. Let your imagination flow. There's magic all around you. Protect your energy. Stay playful and curious. So maybe if you're seeing it, to reconnect with nature, if you're not grounding, to reconnect with nature. If you let your imagination flow, just let it flow. Don't try to figure it out, just let it flow. It doesn't have to make sense, right? Know that magic is all around you. You are magic, and there's magic all around you all day, every second, every minute, every moment. Maybe some of you need to protect your energy a little bit more, cleanse and clear. Like again, set intentions using light, frequency, and energy, sound, meditations, sound frequency, intentions, calling in light, all of it. There's so many different ways you can look at that, and stay playful and curious, okay? Always stay playful and curious. So we are in portal day. So not are we in a big integration space right now from the 1st to the 8th, but we are also in that full moon in Gemini, which is a super full moon. Okay, which is the duality, the twins. Okay, sorry, there was just a big release on that one. So you are currently in that portal as well, because remember, when the portal opens, you're in it 2 or 3 days before and two or three days after, and then you're in the potent part of it, like in that period when it fully opens. Okay, so just remember, part of this integration, if you're connected with the lunar cycle, which most women that I'm aware of, I'm very connected to the lunar cycles, especially around the full moons and new moons. Be mindful of where you're feeling, how your body's reacting. My body is really called for rest. Today's Wednesday. Typically on Wednesdays, I would do a short workout. I pulled all of my stuff out this morning thinking, okay, and I got in my car and took my kid to school, and I just like felt like, F no, like this is not gonna happen. I'm just gonna come home, listen to my session that I recorded my session, my mentorship session, which I highly recommend. If you see intuitives and tarot readers, record it, because you're not going to be able to absorb it, and then you can re-listen and re-listen to it, and you're able to absorb something different that next time. And then I journaled from that. Okay, so I just came home and literally put everything away, left everything out, lit some candles, sat on the couch and did some journaling. Had my water and was just listening to that. The past version of me would have just been like, no, I'm gonna do my workout because that's what I do, and if I don't do my workout, then I'm gonna lose this or not gain that or all of this or all of that. Can you relate? It's been most of my past 10 years, 15 years or more, where I wasn't listening to my body and I was forcing it to do things when it wanted rest. So now I honor my body when she needs to rest. My avatar needs to rest, especially now, right now, more than ever, to just be okay with that. I have to go get water and a couple of errands. I'm trying to decide if that feels right, but I won't make that decision until I'm done talking to you guys and doing some things here. That if it feels right, I'll go get my errands done. If not, then they wait. 1622 on the clock, okay? So hopefully that resonates. Maybe some of you need to hear that. Don't force the workout. Don't force the walk. Don't force yourself because you're trying to reach a goal or make up because you ate like shit over the weekend or drank too much alcohol or whatever the why is. Quit forcing your body to do things when it's telling you, when it's screaming at you to slow the fuck down, rest, and heal and integrate. Because this is, again, a very important time is to integrate. We are receiving a lot. We have received a lot, and we are continuing to receive a lot because this month is very potent. It's massively potent, okay? So please, 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 for the love of yourself, slow the fuck down, take some rest, and just quit worrying about the other shit you think needs to get done, because it'll get done when it needs to get done, okay? Remember who you are. Remember why you came here. Remember you are not a victim of your circumstances. So that was also guided to come in for somebody to hear. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember why you came here. Remember you're not a victim of your circumstances, okay? You are the creator of your reality. You are the sovereign being with the power to choose your timeline. You are the creator of your reality. Know this, believe this, feel this, and that you are a sovereign being with all of the power to choose your timeline. You are a powerful creator being. And you've been, excuse me, confirmation birth, convinced, programmed, and conditioned to think that you are less than. You are an all-powerful being. You are source incarnate. You are source. Okay? You are a spark of the divine. Walking around, experiencing Earth School. Okay? Claim your truth. Walk through the Phoenix fire, reborn, and emerge on the other side. So this emergence energy, like I said, the dragonfly, the emergence. Go look at the dragonfly. The emergence card has come out in all of my Earth card pulls. If I pull that deck and it comes out again, check that energy, the emergence. So claim your truth, walk through the Phoenix fire, and emerge, reborn on the other side. Okay? All right. If you didn't see my yogi tea bag yesterday, I was guided to write this down. Your breath is the voice of your soul. Your breath is the voice of your soul. All right. It feels good to grow. It feels good to be challenged, and it feels good to show up. So this is pretty funny where that came from. Is I was watching a channeled message. It ended, and like I said, I don't have automatic play. Like for the next video, I turn that off. And then randomly, I've mentioned this in past videos, where another video will start playing. And this was a workout video I was looking into, I don't know when. And it was like halfway through the video. Like, I've never done this workout video. I follow some of her stuff to get some ideas. And it was halfway through the video, and the first thing I heard was, it feels good to grow, it feels good to be challenged, and it feels good to show up. And that can, you know, especially in this spiritual journey, it feels like I'm training for a marathon. It feels like I'm training for a Spartan race. It feels like I'm training for a really hard athletic event, but it's on the spiritual aspect and not necessarily the physical aspect. So it feels good to grow, for sure it does. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to be challenged, even though you don't think it does in that moment, but it does. It feels good to be challenged, because if we didn't have challenge, it would be kind of boring down here, wouldn't you think? And then it feels good just to show up for yourself. So I thought that was pretty funny. Since Spirit hit play on that, I'm like, I gotta write that down. All right, so looking at some stuff here from my message yesterday, my mentorship. All right, so make sure that when you speak from the heart, and then when you speak from the heart, know that nothing that you are sharing can be wrong. Okay, so when you speak from the heart. When you speak from the heart, there's nothing that can be wrong when it comes from the heart. Okay, but if you start backtracking and the ego and mind start getting wrapped up in all of the things that the ego and mind want to get wrapped up in, then you start with that self-doubt, that self-criticism, all of that weird, funky stuff. So the discombobulated stuff. So just know intention, you speak through the heart, and everything will be just as it is. Perfect. Okay. So I've already mentioned the progression energy, the 1, 2, 3 energy, and 2, 1, 3, 3 on the timer. Today is December 3rd. Again, these videos are timeless. Again, you will receive them when you are meant to receive them. And Source, your higher consciousness, your team will put me in your presence when you are ready for the information that I am here to share, the frequency and energy that I am here to share with the collective, as well as sharing the frequency and energy of the elementals that share my space. Okay. All right. I hope you guys are doing beautiful. Let's take some breath. I just feel like let's just do some breathing together. All right. So I like to rub my hands together because I am a energy practitioner. So working with my hands feels good. There's a reason why I've had to shuffle cards for months. It's again to work through, to be able to, it was a form of exercise for this part of my sharing with my light language, weaving that frequency and energy. Okay. All right. So you can put your hands on your heart or on your belly. Let's go to our 0 point. Let's do 5 breaths. Okay, so you're going to inhale through the nose all the way down to your belly. Exhale through the mouth. You can blow it out or just blow it out through your nose. Okay, and again, set that intention. Imagine like that white light, that golden crystalline light coming down through your crown, cleansing and washing your pillar, all the way down into Gaia, taking your roots down into Gaia, ground counterclockwise around the core of Gaia. Okay, and then bringing the energy cleansing up, give it to Source, and then blowing it out. So let's just use that visualization 2323 on the timer. I was really guided to share that, so let's do some breath work here to finish this video off, and we'll do a couple of cards here if that feels right. Okay, so hand in your heart, hand in your belly. I'm going to close my eyes because that's what I'm guided to do. So you're going to inhale through the nose. Imagine that white light coming down through your pillar, cleansing and clearing what no longer serves. Exhale, pushing that energy, that light all the way down your roots, all the way down your pillar, down your roots, down into the crystalline core of Gaia. Wrap your roots tightly around her core. Give it a little energetic tug. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale. Blow it all out. Empty. Back to regular breathing. Thank you for joining me on that little bit of breath work. So when I go to my 0 point, it happens in many different ways. Sometimes it's just a really calm, peaceful feeling. Sometimes I can feel my crown open up. I can feel the expansion. I get these tingles. I get a full body tingle. There's so many different ways. So maybe some of you experience that in your opening up, settling into your 0 point. So I highly recommend, again, a 3 to 5 breath count, slow and paced like that throughout your day. Take those sacred pauses before you get out of bed, before you leave the house, before you put your car in drive, and so on and so forth. I think I'm meant to share that with this collective on the breath work, on the pausing and slowing down, because that practice has made a huge difference for myself. A huge difference for myself. Okay. So thank you. Before we pull cards, I was guided. I meant to say this. So right now. So this is Joy. Everyone say hello to Joy. She's making her online debut today. She's very proud and happy. I know there's a lot of different thoughts and opinions on real Christmas trees, but if I can, I will continue. If it feels right, I will continue to get a real Christmas tree. I'm not putting a plastic, toxic thing in my home. It emits toxins. So if you didn't know, please do your research on that. So this is bringing a beautiful elemental in our home. My son picked her out. She called to him. We walked around the lot many times. We normally go to a tree farm we have for years that we cut fresh trees. In this farm, yes, you can cut fresh trees, but apparently they don't allow that until like the 5th, and we wanted to do our tree, and so they still freshly cut their trees. So this was already cut. And we weren't feeling any of the trees this season. Like, we were just walking up and down. And again, we're very connected to the earth, the elementals. My son as well, he will hug a tree and say this tree feels lonely, and don't poo-poo that. They're very tapped in, okay? And allow them to express their gifts and abilities in any way, shape, or form. And he stopped in front of this tree, and he's given this tree a hug in a way that you can hug a Christmas tree, and he puts his head, he gives trees honies, so you can look up what the honey is. It's a Hawaiian greeting. And he goes, Mom, I'm giving this tree a honey. I said, he goes, this is our tree. This is our tree. And you know, when his dad got there and we walked around, and he, you know, Liam just was like, no, this is my tree. He didn't leave. He's like, this is my tree. She's coming home with us. And I'm like, okay. So we got it all taken care of and got her in the car, and to get her home, on the way home, I'm like, well, it feels like she has a name. And so we're going back and forth, and I said, I don't know, Joy comes through. That's been coming through a lot. Well, this is Joy. So this is Joy, our Christmas tree. So there's her online debut for this season. So she's going to grace us as long as she can. And again, had much gratitude and appreciation, and talked and thanked her for being part of our holiday tradition and all of the stuff. You know, you can find out what works best for you. But yes, we talk to the elementals in that way. And the past versions of me would have felt, I wouldn't have expressed it like I do now. Like, I just don't give a flying F now. If you see me hugging a tree, you're meant to see me hug a tree. If you see me talking to the plants or the squirrels or the animals, you're meant to see me talk to the squirrels, the plants, and the animals, because that's what I do. That's my inner child. She has always done that, and she's made herself small over the years because society's made things like that seem weird. So we talk to our plants and our elementals as much as possible. And they're starting to communicate and give us hints as well. So again, thank you if you've made it this long. We're going to finish this reading with a card pull. And we are going to do Earth Magic first. I was going to do What the Vibe, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not today. Really called to the moon cards because we are in this portal, this full moon portal of Gemini, this super full moon. And stillness and strength on the split. There's a card that's not in here straight, so I'm going to flip that. So again, take what resonates and leave the rest. My watch felt like it went off, but it didn't. feel that often. My body's been buzzing and vibrating. I can feel my energy expanding, my frequency expanding, my light body expanding. So some of you might be feeling like you're tingling or electric currents are flowing through you. Guided to say that. That's fine. That's fine. All right, what do we have, Source, for the collective today to finish this reading? Please and thank you. Really been called to use this Earth Magic deck. It's really, yeah. Do we have anything for the collective today? Ebb and flow. Okay, there's the wake-up call and reflection. So again, oh, eagles. So I meant to write this down. So eagle's another key code for somebody. Not just physically seeing an eagle, except for now you're going to see an eagle. There's your eagle key code for today, communication. So don't be afraid to communicate your truth. Stay in your authentic frequency and energy. No matter how uncomfortable you think it might be, remember you just might be there to share your frequency and energy and speak loud with your frequency and energy, not with your words. Okay? So eagles, I saw eagle on a license plate yesterday, 2 days ago, and then of course went past an eagles like club that had eagles on it, whatever that is. And so we're here to have some stillness and reflection. There's that winter solstice. I just realized, I didn't realize that was, so through this winter time, we're here to reflect and to slow down, okay? Winter solstice. I might read that card. So that's that tsunami card that woke up again, but there's that full moon that showed up yesterday. So your wake-up call, like again, some of you might be waking up now, or you've been in this awakening process for a while, okay? And then we're just supposed to just kind of go with the ebb and the flow. Surrender and just go with the flow. Ebb and flow. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And surrender is a constant process. All right, surrender is a constant process. So yes, I'm guided to read this card here. So let's get the handy dandy book out and my glasses so I can see. And that is the winter solstice. So it's pretty interesting how my earth magic cards have really just kind of correlated with the messages, with what's coming up in the portals, you know, with the solstice coming up in a few weeks. Winter solstice, reflection. This midpoint of winter is not only the shortest day of the year, but also the longest night. The world is very still and the land dormant. Various festivals of light are celebrated and have been for thousands of years, serving as a reminder that the light will indeed return. Throughout many cultures, there are tales describing this time as the birth of the archetypical Sun King, including the Christian story of Yeshua's birth, representing the hope of renewal from the darkest period of the solar cycle. This image portrays the simple yet powerful representation of the winter solstice. We see a clear reflection of the snowy woods on the still frozen waters of the lake. The blue tint drapes the scene with an even greater sense of quiet and solstice, inviting us to walk very softly, lest we disturb the intense yet gentle grace of this scene. The reflection of the trees on the frozen lake reminds us that this is a time for us to go inside, to both our physical shelter as well as our internal world, and there contemplate the season that has passed, the season that is, and the season that is yet to come. So this is perfect. Thank you, Source. Review the past year and ask yourself what the most important lessons you have had to learn are. What you have accomplished and what dreams and visions you want to manifest in this upcoming year. Whether it's been a relatively smooth ride let me know if it's been smooth, because most people I know, it ain't been smooth. Or a challenging series of events. That sounds more familiar, personally and collectively. Acknowledge your experience as being the work of Source, no matter what your judgments, fears, or joys are. Honor whatever has happened over the previous several months with gratitude and forgiveness. Forgive it all. Let it go. Allow yourself some solitude so you can spend some quiet, slow time in reflection. Once you feel complete, reflect on your present life, especially focusing on what you are grateful for. When you are finished, consider what is to come, all the different possibilities and potentialities that exist before you. Allow your imagination to roam without limitation or ambition, and see what shows up. Notice how you feel in your body with whatever scenario plays out in your mind. These are previews of which is gestating and can manifest and grow when cared for properly. Patience and stillness is called for here. For just as the earth cycles have their own pace, so does this cycle. So thank you, Source. That was a beautiful message. Like I said, I don't have always really read these, but that really hit home for me in a lot of ways. So hopefully that resonated and hit home with some of you as well. And again, going back to the continuous message from Source, from higher selves, from your spiritual team, that it's time to sit and reflect and pause and do that introspection, do that meditation. Come home and sit on the couch and journal and read and have some tea, have some candles lit, and just have a fireplace going. If you have a real fireplace, light her up. I do a virtual because that's what I have. The sounds of the crackling fire, the snow falling, the nature. Yes, it's virtual, but it's still, I try to put my energy in there and bring that energy into my home, into my sanctuary here in this space, in this sacred space that I've created for myself, that I feel so comfortable being in, which I never did before. But I was not comfortable because I wasn't comfortable in my skin and where I was at, because I had to do all of the healing work. And once I did all the healing work, I was able to be okay and be in that stillness, be in that quiet, and be in that surrender, no matter the challenging aspects of it. And that now I enjoy and I relish in the rest. I relish in my quiet time. I relish in the nothingness, even in the uncomfortableness sometimes. Okay, I hope that message resonates. Thank you, Source. I'm going to pull one Moonology card. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, because I'm always called to pull these around the moon cycles. This was again from the bottom of the deck from yesterday, so I'm just going to revisit from yesterday's pull. Embrace the flow of life, full moon in Gemini. So Source brought that out again, or brought that out yesterday, to correlate with the message that was brought through yesterday. And again, it was on the bottom of the deck, so I was guided to share that. Again, we're in this full moon, the super full moon in Gemini portal right now. Very activating, very cleansing, very clearing, in all ways, shapes, and forms. Pay attention to your dreams. Start a dream journal. Like I said, use your phone, use your recorder. If you pick up any signs or synchronicities during that. Okay, what do we, okay, just keep shuffling. Okay, what do we have, Source, for the collective to finish this off? Please and thank you. All right. 3909 on the clock. So pay attention to the numbers. They activate. Pay attention to what you're thinking in that present moment. I had that come up yesterday when I talked about how I get all the signs and synchronicities and numbers, and my mentor said, well, what are you thinking in that present moment? I said, most of the time I'm not. Like, there's just nothing up there that I'm aware of. Like, sometimes I'm like listening to something and so it's like, what was I listening to that I need to pay my attention to? What in my surroundings, because there's usually not a lot of thoughts in the top half. So attune to the divine, new moon in Pisces. So attune to the divine, new moon in Pisces. So it's a beautiful waterfall emptying out into a beautiful lake. this beautiful night sky. I love these cards. All right, is there anything else, Source, out of this deck? Please and thank you. Let's see if anything else wants to come up before I let you go. Oh, and as I drop the whole deck. Yeah, honor your feelings. Leave the past behind. Okay. Lighten up. Okay. We're just gonna rattle these off like I did yesterday. So, sorry, a little mess here. So leave the past behind. The past is the past. Don't hang out there. Briefly visit, but don't hang out there. Leave the past in the past. Honor your feelings. Honor your feelings. If it doesn't feel like a sacred hell yes, it's a hell no, and honor that. Don't conform. You don't want to enter a space. So attune to the divine. Honor your feelings. Leave the past behind. Let your fears dissolve. There's the full moon in Cancer. I saw this card shuffling, so okay. We're here to step up and lead. Step up and lead. Be open up to the change and the unfoldment that's taking place right now. We're gonna be going wild. Lighten up. Let it go. Lighten up. Make time for self-love. So I'm just pulling from the cards that just kind of fell all over. Know that you are loved. Keep your heart open. Always keep your heart open. And reflect on your priorities. Thank you, Source. That was beautiful. So I'm finding that they're using these oracle cards as a little more of a message in that way. So I hope some of that resonates, all of it resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, save it for later. Maybe you can revisit it at a later date, and then that now present you will relate to something that your current present self is not ready to receive. Just know that you will receive what you were meant to receive in that present moment. And it's all for your best and your highest. Always through divine love, divine light, through divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, and divine wisdom, and know that you have all the power right here. Love you, beautiful souls. Bye.